Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am so excited to join you. We are broadcasting live around the world from Toronto, Canada, and I am absolutely thrilled to be able to share some information about our new glasses, which are coming out very, very soon. We've got half an hour together. I'm going to try and get through the content as quickly as I can. There's a Q&A and there's a chat. Please feel free to ask your questions, get them in now. We'll be spending a full 15 minutes at the end running through all of those. So let us begin. Just a quick bit of background on me, and there should be subtitles available to you. Let's just make sure that they are. If you click on the little more thing, there's 3 dots at the top there, then you should see the option to see subtitles under language and speech. If anyone has a problem with that, then please let us know on the chat. Right, let us begin. Very quick background on me for those of you who don't know me. I spent 20 years in enterprise IT, helping companies move their systems to the cloud. It was all very dull. We were very lucky that we were able to sell that business in the summer of 2020. And whilst I was on gardening leave, trying to do as little work as I possibly could, I was back in the UK with my granddad, who, like many 96-year-olds, had lost almost all of his hearing. It was heartbreaking to sit with him, surrounded by his family, but unable to engage in the conversation. And one day I kind of had this epiphany about why can't we combine real-time subtitles with augmented reality and create live subtitles? And so that was the mission that we set out to achieve. But of course, hearing loss is just one barrier to communication. Arguably, an even bigger one is language. So we also thought about how we might be able to provide real-time translation and remove language as a barrier to communication. So with those two ideas in hand, we set off with our mission, which was to subtitle the world. And that was 3 years ago. And over those last 3 years, we have built what we believe is the world's best subtitling app. This application provides subtitles across 200 different languages, and we've been very careful with some of our design choices. One of the most important design choices was we wanted to make sure that you owned your data. These conversations that you have are private. They're not something that you want shared with other organizations. So we wanted to make sure that data privacy and security was something we were myopically focused on. We also wanted to make sure that we brought you the best of all of the AI engines which are available in the market today. And again, we're going to talk a little bit more shortly about the different kinds of AI engines available. What we also wanted to do was to make sure that this application was available to you wherever you are. So we wanted to make sure that this application was available to you on phones, on tablets, on laptops, and of course, most importantly of all, smart glasses. And our application works across a range of different augmented reality glasses, including, of course, the ones that we're all here to talk about today, which are the new XRAI AR2. And so without any further ado, I am so proud to be able to unveil to you the AR2. These glasses really are a breakthrough in augmented reality. We have managed to get the weight down to 49 grams. For any of you who have used any of our previous glasses, they're at least double that weight. The bit that we're most excited about, of course, is the battery life. So 8 hours of charge. I mean, this is really quite incredible. When you compare that to, I think someone's just changed the language to Turkish. I'm not quite sure whether that was correct or not, Jeff and Lara. But, we've now got access to something that will now, keep going all day. And if you compare that to some of the previous generation, they were only 1 hour. So we're now 8 times the battery life. These are also wireless, of course. Some of the other glasses that we had in the past had wires on them, which of course was a big challenge. And of course, transparent lenses. So this is one of the biggest requests that we've had from our users. And we believe bringing all these things together, we have managed to create this breakthrough set of glasses. Something that we're often asked about is prescription inserts. And so with these glasses, we have now reimagined what prescription inserts might look like. And rather than being something that clips in kind of in some Heath Robinson fashion behind like the old glasses, these ones actually, combine into the rim of the glasses. Now they're shaded on this picture just so you can see them. They're not, of course, shaded in real life. But there is some incredible technology that keeps those, prescription lenses kind of locked inside the existing glasses, so you can't even tell that they have prescription inserts inside them. As we mentioned, these glasses are wire-free using Bluetooth connectivity. So in order to reduce the weight of the glasses and in order to be able to get the battery life that we were able to get out of them, we had to take some of the things out. So we had to take some of the processing capability out of them, and instead that is now done on your phone. Now, actually, that makes it much easier to use these glasses. Any of you who use the XRAI app today, pairing to these glasses will be an absolute cinch. You literally just connect up, and then whatever is showing on your phone will then appear on the glasses. These are compatible with Android and iOS, so hopefully something that will be available to all of you. So that's a little bit about the glasses. Now let's talk a little bit about AI. So I'm sure all of you have been bored to death hearing about AI in absolutely every part of your life. So we thought we would talk about it a little bit more. So of course, artificial intelligence is what powers these glasses. Half of our company name is AI, extended reality, artificial intelligence. So AI is critical in everything that we do. And the way that we use AI specifically, sound comes into this piece of AI software, and then captions come out of it effectively. So we are able to use these AI models to turn sound into subtitles in real time. So that's the easy part. Then it starts to get ever so slightly more complicated because there are different kinds of AI model which are available to us. There are AI models which are in the cloud. So some of you might have come across the cloud before. These are these big, huge data centers full of thousands and thousands of servers. We've got lots and lots of computing power available to us. And then there is also AI at the edge, as it is called. And the edge is really anything other than the cloud. So this might be AI that's running on your phone. This might be AI that's running on a PC. So we can do this processing in either of these two places. Now, when we're doing processing in the cloud, we're getting maximum accuracy. It works particularly well in noisy environments. We're accessing the fastest speeds. We can see who is speaking, but unfortunately there is a cost for that because it's the cloud, it's providers that are doing that transcription for us. Providers such as Deepgram, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. And through the app, you're able to choose which ones of these cloud providers you want to use. But there'll be certain situations where you don't want to pay for those particular scenarios. And in those situations, you can use AI at the edge. So running on your phone, for example. So this is slightly reduced accuracy. It works better in quiet environments. It's slightly reduced speed. We don't have speaker identification, but no charge for use. And we've got models that you might have seen already, such as Whisper and Vosk, available through the app now. But we are also very excited to announce that we are having a new Whisper Pro offline model, which is going to be available at the same time as these glasses. So this is now accuracy, which is nearly as good as the cloud, but still available as part of your plan. As part of these glasses, there are 120 hours built in to make sure that you have access to that pro mode when you need it, and then you have unlimited use of the offline engines as well. So I've talked an awful lot. I'm sure all of you came here to see me talk, but also, of course, to see the glasses themselves. So we're going to attempt to do something very dangerous here, which is undertake a live demo. So any of you who are involved in IT in any way will know that this often ends in tears. But hopefully, if the demo gods are kind, then everything that I'm saying should be getting subtitled in real time. So we're actually looking at a set of glasses. You can see me in the background here, transcribing what I'm saying as I say it. The glasses are pointing in the opposite direction from me, yet it's still able to capture all of the audio from what I am saying. You can see here that there is quite a large screen available to us. There's some slight effects because I'm capturing this from a camera. When you wearing these and looking at them normally, it's absolutely crystal clear. This is also at the minimum brightness setting at the moment, so we can adjust that up and down. So if you're in a sunny environment, you can turn that brightness up, and there are also sunglass attachments that you can clip onto it to give you even better contrast if you need it. There are lots of different modes that this application can run in. At the moment, we're just doing transcription. We've also got the ability to do real-time translation in and out of all of those different languages as well. There are some questions coming in about, can we change the size and position of all of these? Absolutely. This is at the smallest font size at the moment. We can push that font size up as well. The software that I'm running on here is just the not final version, so it doesn't have all of the capabilities just yet. But yes, you will be able to change the size and also the position of it as well. So you'll be able to move it up and down. You will also notice right now that the Bluetooth, battery and signal indicators are permanently displayed. They are going to fade out in the next version of the software because they can be slightly distracting if you have them on the whole time. So that is, the end of the kind of formal presentation part of the demo. But we have already got lots of questions coming in. So maybe let's see if we can start to work through some of those. So let's go to the Q&A section here. Perfect. Right, so there's a question here. Somebody that's having speech comprehension challenges, and one of their particular challenges is picking out voices in noisy situations. And this is a question that we get asked a lot. So as we were talking before about the different kinds of AI providers which are able to do this transcription, there are certain AI providers which are better than others at this particular thing. So the cloud providers, for example, are very good at picking out the dominant conversation within a whole series of conversations which are going on. So if there's one person right in front of you who is speaking loudly, it will pick out just their voice, even if there are other people talking around you having separate conversations. So that's something that the cloud providers are, uniquely placed to help with. And certainly if you're in a corporate environment as well, we have the ability to deploy that into your own cloud as well, which helps from a kind of data security and privacy perspective. We very much hope there'll be opportunities to test these all around the world. We don't have retail stores just yet, although that is something that we are working on. But there are a few of us dotted around the world, so we are very hopeful to be able to have demos soon. Okay, another question here. Someone working in a busy office, lots of people around them talking. Is there a way to turn off transcription? Absolutely. This thing, you just turn it on and off. So obviously it's running at the moment. If I was to just tap the button on the glasses, then they would just switch off and the transcriptions would immediately stop. So yes, you can turn these on and off at any point. Let's see what other questions there are in here. People talking again about charges for the application. So again, there are two different modes that the application can run in. It can run in free mode or pro mode. And as the name would suggest, when it's running in free mode, we sometimes call it XRAI Essentials mode as well. There is no charge for that transcription. The only charge is when you are using the cloud, and that is because we are being charged by the cloud providers, and therefore, unfortunately, we have to pass on that cost to you. But again, the free version is always available. There's a question around both eyes. So yes, these glasses have, as they're called, binocular. So the text appears in both eyes, and I'm not quite brave enough to mess with the rig and show you, but you'll have to believe me that it does show up in both eyes. And this is one of the big differences from some of the other glasses which are available in this category, where they're either a very small display area or they're only available in one eye. And certainly some people, when it's just available in one eye, that can cause kind of dizziness and nausea. So we were very keen to make sure that this was available in both eyes. Let's see what other questions we have here. A question around unlimited plan for cloud-based transcription. So you may have seen on one of the previous slides, we talked about this appliance or this PC that we would soon be launching. So this is somewhere in between the two. So this is something that has the accuracy nearly as good as the cloud, but is something that if you have a gaming PC, for example, you can install XRAI on that, or if you don't, it's an appliance that we will be releasing for purchase soon. And with that, you can have unlimited cloud transcription. But unfortunately, there is no such thing as actual, genuine, unlimited cloud transcription. And anyone that tells you that there is running a Ponzi scheme. Right, let's see what else we've got here. Transcription is quicker on Teams than on the glasses. Any thought on this? It's a bit hard to tell, but hopefully it's should be reasonably quick. Again, this is just a prototype version of the software, so the captions will come up as quickly as they normally do inside the XRAI app on your phone. So if you've had a chance to experiment with that at all, as quickly as they come up on there is how quickly they will be coming up in the glasses. So are we currently running transcription in the cloud? Yes, we are. Yes, we are using Microsoft at the moment for this demo. There's a question here about English bio. So this is an interesting question around translation. So, of course, if somebody is talking to you in a foreign language, you can see what they're saying in your source language, but how does the person read what you're saying if you talk back? So for that situation, that's where the app comes in handy again. So we have a feature that we call auto reverse. And with auto reverse, you can select two languages, and then you can have it automatically appear for you in your language. And then when you talk, it's automatically translated to the other language. And then the other person can then read that on your phone. So that's how we get around the fact that there's only one set of glasses. Let's see, more questions. Do the glasses work in the rain? Yes, I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking them out in a hurricane or a tsunami, but in general, they are rated against normal levels of rain. There's a question here about warranty. So the warranty on these is a standard 12-month return to base. So very similar to most of the other devices in this category. Let's see what other question. Another person here saying that they've actually seen it equal or perform better than the performance on Teams. That's very interesting to hear. And that's actually something that we hear quite often. And again, we're slightly puzzled by why this might be, given that the Teams is obviously using a similar service to do the transcription. When you select Microsoft through XRAI, however, you are using the full commercial version of their transcription service. And yes, we have also observed that in certain circumstances, the paid for enterprise version is better than the free version that Microsoft give away inside Teams. Let's see what other questions we have got here. So yes, another question here around how this works with the XRAI app. So these glasses do not have mirroring capabilities. So there are lots of other glasses in the market which are designed for screen mirroring, designed for having the ability to be able to watch movies or do various other different things. There are trade-offs with those glasses. So they have wires, for example, and they have tinted lenses. So with these glasses, we wanted to focus on, what our users told us was the most important things, which was to make sure that they are as light as possible, make sure that the battery life is as good as possible, and try and get us to this point where we could have kind of all-day wearable devices. And so in order to do that, we've had to, as I said, strip out much of what's on these glasses. And so they really just do a few things very well in terms of, transcription, translation, and, soon we'll be adding features such as teleprompter and so forth. Right, let's see what other questions. In dim light, can others see? So there is, in fact, let me at this point switch back to my main camera. I think you've probably all seen enough of the glasses because a few people have asked what it's like when someone is wearing them and, can you actually see the captions coming up? So as you'll notice at this, at particular angles, there's an ever so slight reflection that you get off of the glasses. But also you can see that, you can't at all see the subtitles coming up. If you get really, really close, then you can. But, in normal usage here, it's almost completely invisible. And as we said, these look like almost normal glasses. Some of the other big breakthroughs that we've had on these glasses are the optical system. So if we compare this to the previous generation, which some of you may have, this is what the previous ones looked like. We had separate optical systems. So we had one optical system there, one optical system there. With these new ones, we just have a single optical system in the middle here, and then effectively the light goes out, is mirrored into both of the eyes. So that's kind of how they are and how they work. There's a question here about how long it takes to fully recharge them. Very quick, so between 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what kind of charger you have them connected to. So super, super quick. The battery inside these is tiny, it really is, but the glasses use so little power. So that's how come they charge so quickly and how come they are so light. Let's see what other questions. Can I see the captions displayed in the glasses? Yes, I mean, that was the demo that I was just showing you. But again, just to prove that it was not a simulation, here are the glasses, and you can also see that they are available in both eyes, but it's very difficult to get the angle right, which is kind of why I had it set up before. There's a question here about transcribing calls on the phone. That is a brilliant question. At the moment, handset manufacturers and operating system producers like Apple and Android prevent applications like ours from accessing phone calls. Many years ago, it was possible, and there were certain applications that could transcribe phone calls. Unfortunately, there were a few bad actors that were listening into phone calls and doing bad things, and so Google and Apple stopped that functionality. We do, however, think that we might have a workaround with these new glasses, and I can't share any more than that right now. It won't be available on launch, but hopefully in the not too distant future, we might have the ability to be able to transcribe real phone calls as well, which we are very excited about. There's a question about price. Well, in fact, that is a great segue to the final part of the presentation. It's almost as if you read my mind. So the glasses will be available normally at 880 of your local currency. So either 880 US dollars exclusive of sales tax, 880 pounds inclusive of sales tax, 880 euro plus, or for us Canadians here, it's 1,050. We have a pre-release special available, and this really is quite an incredible deal, if we do say so ourselves, where you can get the glasses plus a year of premium subscription for 750 of your local currency, which again is really quite a phenomenal price. That is only available for a limited period. So if this has piqued your interest, then I would highly recommend you get in quick. Right, let's jump back to the questions again. Let's see what we've got here. Another question here around translation, and yes, we absolutely do. So 220 languages, which are supported across all of our different transcription providers. And again, the best way to test this out is just to download the app on your phone. You will have access to the exact same software that you will get with the glasses, and you can test it out and see how it works. But just imagine, of course, it being on the glasses in front of you. Questions here about different colors of frames, and again I get asked this a lot, and hopefully in the future we will have different design choices which are available. Frankly, it is a marvel of modern technology that we have managed to cram as much into the glasses as possible. So we have been mainly focused on function until this point, but hopefully very soon we will get around to form, and we will have different colors available. Another question about prescription inserts. So as we mentioned, these actually, I don't know whether you can see here, but there's a slight almost lip here, a kind of a gap, and the prescription lens just kind of sits into this space here. So it's almost as if it's one single piece of glass, and any of you who have played with Lego will be kind of familiar with how it works. It just kind of clips in and is ever so slightly too big, and it's just kind of held in there by friction. Right, how are we doing here? We've got a couple more minutes, so last few questions coming in here. A few questions about where we ship to. So we ship anywhere in the world, although bear in mind that there might be import duties, unfortunately, dependent on where you live. Some questions here about launch date. So fingers crossed, providing everything goes according to plan. We are still on track to ship these in the last week of August, which again, we are super, super excited about. There's questions here around trial periods. So the app, of course, has a free trial available, and we would highly encourage you to try that out. We would love to be able to provide trials of the glasses, but unfortunately that would mean, once the glasses have been worn, we're kind of unable to resell them. And of course, you'd want to make sure that you've got a new set not worn by anyone else. So we have to be a little bit careful about accepting returns to make sure that everybody has the best experience. Some feedback here about the app is doing a great job translating, which is always positive to hear. Thank you very much. And I think on that, we have a couple more late questions here. Does it make you feel dizzy walking around? That's another great question. So the glasses project at 1.5 meters away from you. And again, it's very hard to describe what it's like unless you've actually worn these things. But your focus point will be 1.5 meters. So ideally, if the person you're talking to is around 1.5 meters away, your eyes will not have to refocus. If you're looking at something very, very far away, there might be some refocus, and that can take your eyes a little bit of time to get used to. But certainly dizziness is not something that we normally experience with these binocular glasses. When there's only one eye that has it, then absolutely you can get it. And on that, I think we're at time. There is a chat available through the website as well. If anybody thinks of any late breaking questions they didn't have a chance to ask, please do get in touch. If any of you are from any companies on the call as well, we have all kinds of solutions around enterprises, so please get in touch and we can arrange a call to tell you more. It's been my great honour and pleasure to host you here today. We really hope you're as excited as we are about these glasses, and we really hope that you're able to place your pre-order today. And to remind you, if you place your pre-order today, you lock in the special price and these will ship at the end of August. So with that, thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.